Hello.
Hello.
Where are you? Go ahead and turn on your camera. It just automatically turns it off when you're
Oh
on.
God, I have no idea how to do this stuff. Sorry.
Oh, you no, you got it.
Oh,
Oh,
hi. How do I turn the volume up? Okay.
oh, okay.
Okay, sorry. I am so computer illiterate. It is ridiculous.
No, you're fine. Yeah, on the bottom,
Okay, I think I got you.
you. No, hold on. Now you have me.
Hi.
Hi, you can hear me now better? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought the little green light was on and it wasn't. And so it was my mic. So I apologize on that. So are you ready?
I am. First, I
Okay.
can get I
Tell
can
me.
get this recorded, right? Like I can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
The whole thing. So don't write anything down. Just be with me. I'm gonna send you the whole recording tomorrow, like morning, early afternoon. We take it, Zoom processes it tonight, and then my team has to download it and they put it in a format that you can view it, and then boom, there you go.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
And make sure to click the link, download it, and save it.
Okay.
Okay. Because after 2 years, if you just watch it on, or if you just keep the email and then just keep watching it from there, I don't have enough storage to just keep thousands of hours of sessions on my computer. So we put
Sure.
it in cold storage. And so it doesn't go away, but then you have to email us and get it out of cold storage, the whole thing. Okay.
Okay.
Just FYI. So let me kind of tell you the reason why I'm 4 minutes late is because I was sitting here and I was zoning out and I was writing stuff down. And then I looked at the time and I go, oh, all right. I sat down about 5 minutes before we were supposed to start. And I just started zoning out. So there's a couple of things that is going on. I'm going to walk you through what I got a little bit. I'm also going to turn on my spirit box. And I also want to see, did I get, where's it at? Hang on. Let me see. There has been a spirit with me named David, like the last 2 weeks. And it has come up on my spirit box more times than I can shake a tail at. And I'm just trying to see. And I was thinking maybe it was from my friend David Meltzer. And I messaged him. I was like, "You're okay, bud?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm great." I'm like, maybe your dad's talking about you. I don't know. But I think it's your person. And so I'm trying to see, I take a lot of screenshots of stuff that I get. And so I'm trying to see, did I take any screenshots of that? Hang on. No, there's when my husband's grandmother came through. So look, I don't have any screenshots of it. I could be of like just not taking it. But let me tell you, it came through like Davie, David. Boom. And I'm like, all right, the only David I know is him. And it's yours. The other thing that it makes sense now is as I started sitting down and zoning out, this person is chatty. They are chatty, which is good. And I quote, I can hear their voice in my head, and this is not normal. This means they can be pretty good at communicating. And they're talking about chatty with who I want to talk to. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, not with everybody. He's like, I'll respect people, and he was like, but it's not, I'm just not going out to Walmart and like, hi, blah, 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 hi, blah, blah, blah. I go, oh, okay. So like that type. So he's talking essentially that he wants to talk to me because it gets to you, right? We'll have to figure out who you are as far as with this person. So let me put on my spirit box and let's see. I want you to put your name on here. Got it? Hold on. Talking to him. So hold on. Give me 10 seconds. I'm going to feel. He's over there with you. Uh, he's I don't think necessarily he was expecting to die. Because he's talking about, he says, it's fine here. It's good. I wasn't necessarily expecting to die. He goes, but, you know, here we are. And I go, oh, all right. Um, he's like sitting on, or he's attempting to sit on like the couch next to you. He's excited that he doesn't have to. You thought it would be cool to get old. I know. He's talking about how he doesn't have to become an old man. He's talking about how he says, but he was like, I would be excited to get to my retirement age. He why? He says, work hard, play hard. Okay. Hold on. What did you do? So he's here. This is going to be a very interesting session. So when they talk, how do they talk? Number one, obviously, it's just going to be me. I'm going to hold this right here because it just seems too far away from me and I want you to hear me. I'm going to have this notepad, and normally what I do, this is a newer one, but normally what I do is I just like scribble over and over and over again. And it's because it allows me to just focus and not get anxiety, because that's like the killer of channeling, essentially. When we talk to them, how do they talk? Well, they're always there. So you are a spirit that is in your body, you're controlling it, and you are looking out of your eyeballs. That's it. So you are still a spirit at the same time. Okay. So when they are there, they're next to you. They're still a spirit. They're with you. They're around you all the time. But you are just so focused on the out that we forget that there is an in. Okay. And so when we talk to this in, how do we talk to it? Well, you have to get really quiet because it doesn't exist in like the loud out here, right? So you got to kind of like bring it inward, and you are the battery. Your love, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, those are the connection, those are the battery. And so you take a moment, you get yourself in the present moment, and then you have to figure out how they want to talk. So they talk in 4 different ways, and they have to figure out how to use you. It's a team effort, including this. This is a team effort. So they come in and they will give me a bunch of signs and symbols over like the last 20 years. I've collected symbols like a pineapple. For me, when they show me that, that means that they're from Florida. They'll flash all these little symbols, and I'm like, English, and I'll give it to you, right? The next thing is that they will talk in feelings. This is mainly how they talk to you too. So if they wanted to talk about how, let's say they were on life support and people took them off, they would bring up the feeling of when I took my dad off life support. So they always do like very personal feelings or things that I've seen, felt, and experienced before. The last 2 ways are that they will try. Somebody just flashed me a lure. Um, just like that. So hold on. Now, what type of lure? Is it a lure or is it, give me a second. That has a symbol meaning or it could be literal. And so anyways, as let me get back to, sorry. It's hard to like channel and then talk at the same time. The last 2 ways are that they will try to put you in a situation that could have happened to them, will happen to you or did happen to you, by taking my own experiences and kind of like realigning them in a certain way. With this, they can't make me hear, experience, or feel anything that I haven't experienced before. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm from Texas. I live in East Texas now, like in the middle of nowhere next to Louisiana. I don't believe in snow. I haven't really been above Oklahoma, and I haven't been outside of the country. So there are things that I will get crossed up. Like I am from the Gulf Coast all the way through. And so for me, if like, let's say you live, I don't know, like people up in Canada, they live next to a really big lake. For me, that feels like the beach because it's expansive and it's just, there's waves, right? That doesn't make sense for lakes here because they're just always smooth
Okay.
here. And so I may get something like that. The other thing that you may ask me is like, oh, what did our house look like up in, northern Maine? I've never seen a Maine house. I don't know what they look like. Maybe just a regular house, but it's, if I've seen like maybe a YouTube video or a TikTok video, or I've read a lot of stuff or watched it on National Geographic, they could take those little bits and pieces and create a picture of what it is mostly like. Okay. And then the last thing is that they will talk in words. Sometimes they will come in like what you're doing right now, and they will just say words. Now, a lot of people ask me things like, can they tell you their nickname? So again, let's go back to the whole thing of, have I seen it, felt it, heard it, and experienced it before, right? If somebody calls themselves like Schnooky 10177, I don't have any emotion. Well, I would just say I don't have any emotional attachment to that, and I've never heard it before. And so I would probably be like maybe something from like the Jersey Shore and like a date. I don't know, because Snooki was like her
Yeah.
name there. And so you have to think outside the box with me on that. And that's how that works. Okay.
Okay.
So just stay with me. Ask me any questions that you want. I'm open to it all the way. I'm looking at my spirit box. If you ever see me stare at my phone, I'm not being an asshole and texting anybody. I'm seeing if he's putting anything on here. And if there is something of substance or interesting, I'm going to take a screenshot of it. I'll show you how to do it. And then I'll zoom it up so you can see the word.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, so stay with me. Hold on, hold on. Mm, I'm essentially gonna ask him his story. Uh, what are you doing? So, having a beer. Okay. That's good. All right. Just
I love
straight off the bat. Yeah, he's like walking around. He sits down, and I don't think that this may be at your house. I don't know if this is your house, but or if he's just creating a version of heaven in his head. He's sitting on what I would believe would be like a deck or like outside of like a out like just right outside of a house, and he's walking around, and I can hear the thunk 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 of walking around. It's not a grand house, it's not a grand deck, it's just like a normal everyday, good sturdy thing, and I hear it like that, and then he's talking about sitting down and putting up his feet. He's talking about, speaking of feet, he's talking about his ankles and his feet swelling. Interesting. You're very young for that to happen to you. Why? Hang on. Hold on. Why? I can tell you he doesn't like the government. It's okay. We're one and the same. That is perfectly fine. He's he's talking about working. So was he had he been in between jobs for a little bit, because he was working like a ton, and then had he had like quit and then just got back into another one or something?
uh no, he did work a lot though.
Mhm.
Um he took off a lot of days.
He took off a lot of days. Okay, that's okay. That's all he goes like this. He's talking about putting his feet up. He's showing them sore and swollen, which for me means working a ton. But then he says he was able to take off, or he's able to be off for a little bit because he likes to play hard, but he says it's not because he got fired or anything. It's just because he's doing that. So I'm okay. So those are just off days for me. I'm okay with that. And he's talking about how, I wonder if he was with me yesterday. Did he work like, outside a ton?
No, not really.
Okay, odd. Somebody was with me, and I have to figure it out. Somebody was with me when I was driving home yesterday, and I don't he doesn't cut down trees or anything like that. But literally somebody, and I know this guy didn't pass it this way, but somebody was telling me about how they like literally got hit by a tree and they died because they worked with trees outside.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah,
now,
no.
yeah, yeah. Oh, they, yeah, I know. They show up weeks ahead like yours. So that just felt like he was like more of an outdoorsy person. So I'm like, I don't think it's trees,
He
but maybe it
liked
goes
being
with that.
outside though.
Oh, he did. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave that there. Yeah, he keeps making me hear grass. He keeps making me like when you walk on it. And he's talking about how, tell me why? What was going on? He's talking about telling people what to do. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hang on. So is he like, now every job is very, very different. So I don't know. And there's different things in different areas. Um, it's weird. It feels physical, but it feels like you're not a foreman. Hang on. Give me a second. What did you do, bud? Hold on. It's a random question. Do you have anything to do with like, or does he have or had anything to do with like Wisconsin? Really? Somebody keeps showing me cheese.
Yeah, we live in Wisconsin.
You do? You still live there? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Somebody keeps showing me cheese. And I'm like,
Cheese, huh? That's
cheese.
interesting.
Yeah, well, that's my symbol because I've never been there before, and actually one of my best friends is from there, Lauren, and she sent me a box of cheese from, like, their favorite dairy area as well, so that's my symbol for Wisconsin now is cheese. And he's talking about how, yeah, it was weird. The way that you feel, you have a very almost like Florida feeling about you in an interesting way. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, and so that's why I'm, like, confused. What is up with Florida?
It was like one of his favorite places to go.
That
My parent
yeah,
my my parents lived there and they moved back
yeah,
shortly before he passed. So
yeah,
yeah, he
yeah.
would visit my parents in Florida every year
Uh-huh.
just about.
He loves it. He loves it. That's why I was confused. I was like, "You're showing me Florida vibes." I was like, "Well, what is up with cheese?" So, yeah, so he knows, he knows. So just stay with me. Why? Hold on. Does your dad who is the guy with, like, the all the way bald head? Or, like, the 99 who is that? Is that
That's
dad?
my dad. My dad, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and he's still alive, though? Yeah. He just went up and he goes, "Hey, hey, sir, I can." And then he, like, shows his face inside of his head, and I'm like, okay. And so he's talking about joking with him and loving him and like being around him a lot. He says that, tell me, oh, it hurt. Obviously, it hurt your dad a whole lot for him crossing. He's talking about how devastated he was and how he was like a son to him, essentially. And he's saying, like, please let my her dad know that I love him and I'm still around him and I feel his pain and I see his pain and I sense his pain.
Yeah, they were like best
Okay.
friends.
Yeah, he that's why he would be joking about rubbing his head. I've never had a spirit talk about breathing on somebody and shining their bald head before, so that's a new thing.
Oh,
And
that's so them.
uh-huh, he does adore him. He's talking about how, tell me why. Good job. Hold on. He showed me an angle of your dad, like him looking down at him. That's the only reason why I saw it that way. So he
Yeah,
floats around him quite a bit. Why? Did they? So they got tired of all the, and I quote, all the bullshit down in Florida? Is that a thing? Is that way them okay. I'm not saying in a bad way, but that's what he said, and he goes, "Were they going?" Oh. They just lived in a regular community, they didn't live in a retirement community or anything like that down there?
yeah,
Oh,
like a mobile home community.
mobile home community, okay. I go like this, I said, "A lot of people move down there and they go to a retirement community and stuff like that, and they get, like, a golf cart." He's like, "No, no golf cart, like, not like that," and he says, "It's just a, regular neighborhood home thing." He says, like, "They were just tired of it and they moved back." I said, "Oh, okay," and he's talking about the heat too. He says that, tell me, why? Oh, your dad, and I think you're gonna need to just keep this to yourself, maybe, because we don't want to make anybody nervous. But I just, hold on. He keeps putting the image of dad in health concerns, dad in health concerns, dad in treatment, dad in health concerns. That's what he keeps adding in. I don't know exactly what it is for or why. Um, so we just have health concerns right now, but he's not on any treatment or anything like that for dad.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay. And he says, tell me, hold on. Your dad's a meat and potatoes guy in a good way. And I'm here for it. I'm here. He goes like this. He's talking about gotta watch what you eat. Gotta watch what you eat. And then he showed me, we had the steak and a potato on Sunday, and he showed me that. He said, oh, it's good, but he's talking about watching his heart. He also showed me something about, tell me, does your dad used to smoke, but he doesn't smoke anymore?
No, my mom's,
No.
but
Okay.
not my dad.
Your mom does. Okay, he's talking about something about being, you saw me do like this. He's talking about being around secondhand smoke or having the effects of somebody smoking, and but it's not him anymore. And he's talking about be careful about his lungs.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, maybe he didn't, maybe he doesn't anymore. That's why. But then he keeps talking about that. What's going on with daddy in that? Do you have any
He,
idea?
he keeps getting pneumonia,
Yes. Yes.
like really bad.
Absolutely. Yes. He showed me COPD. He showed me all the congestion and everything. And he's like, "Oh, but he doesn't smoke anymore. He doesn't do that." And he's worried about him.
Yeah, like my dad has to sleep in a chair a lot because he can't lay down.
Cause I get it. I get it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would say get better care or have why? So mom vapes inside, but she smokes outside?
No, mom used to smoke. She doesn't smoke
He does
anymore.
she stopped. Okay, good, good, good.
Yep.
He goes like this. He says I said, does she smoke inside? Does he breathe that? He goes, no, no, there's no cigarette smoke inside. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe she smoked outside. Okay, that's what that is. So she's talking, he's just worried about his lungs.
Yeah, I smoke,
Okay.
but only
You do,
outside.
that's okay. Yeah, you do that. Oh, that's why he's with you. Yeah, he's talking about somebody going outside and lighting a cigarette up outside. So I was like, okay, so that's you. And ooh, he just made me taste chips. What are you doing?
He's very random kid.
He is. He's super random. Did he like I'm probably gonna get this wrong, and I know in every single area, especially up there, there's different chips and everything like that all the time. He showed me beef jerky, he showed me bugles, which I don't even think they make bugles anymore. He showed me corn chips. He showed me did he like really like Doritos or
Yeah.
something? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he made me taste that corn taste. And I'm like, but then he put a triangle. You know how bugles are triangle.
Oh
So
yeah.
he showed me the triangle, and I'm like, all right, if it's not that, it has to be this. So he's like having Doritos, having a beer, sitting on the porch right now.
I love
Okay,
that.
uh-huh, he is. He's a really good guy. So wait, come back over here. Tell me. Hold on. Is there a sister or like yeah? Oh, is that your sister? No, is there a sister for him?
Yeah, he has a sister.
There, he does. Okay, hold on. And so they were close, so they liked each other?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I said, "What do you think about your sister? Are you, like, off? Are you not?" And he's like, "Oh my god, tell her I give her a hug, tell her I'm there, tell her I love her." I said, "Okay, okay, I gotcha." I deal with a lot of family, like, everybody hates everybody, and so this is very
Oh,
refreshing to see this in a different way. And he's talking about how tell me, suffocate. Oh, literally, it just said suffocate on my bang. It was quick. So something is that. What does suffocate have to do with anything?
I'm guessing he's talking about his passing.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on. Yeah, I've never seen those two words on this box ever. By the way, there's no words in here. Oh, let me show you. Um, it just creates. Hold on. Let me take this off my charger. So that, and then it said. So that for me is quick. Boom. So he didn't feel a whole lot of stuff. Let me put
He
this
did
back
not,
on
or
the
he
fridge.
did.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did because the way that he's making me feel when he gets to heaven, when he gets to the other side, is he's not in a lot of turmoil. He's
He's
not in a lot
good.
of turmoil.
So like
Yeah.
David's good.
Yeah, he's great. He's okay. He's not in any turmoil. He's not stuck. He's not lost. Yesterday I talked to a spirit that hung himself. And all he did was stand in the corner and stare at the wall in my brain. And he was just talking about how could he do this. And he's not that way. He's light, he's airy, he's talking, he's fine. Okay. He misses y'all. Why? Tell me. Why? Where were you? Hold on. We're going to get into this. Obviously he's ready to talk about it. So I like to make things very light and airy first before we start getting heavy because how you feel directly affects the connection. Hold on. Can you tell me? Walk me through that. Uh, what home? Did you end up leaving the home he died in?
Did I leave it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Like, you don't
um,
live in the home that he died in, correct?
no,
Yeah,
I d
that's
we
why.
don't live in the
Sorry.
same.
Okay, he goes like this. I said, so where were you at? Where was she at? What was going on? What was going on? And I said, does she still live in the same house or like what? He goes, no, no, no. He goes, thank God, like that. And I'm like, okay, there, you can't believe how many people like just live in the same home and yeah. And so obviously he passed at home or at least mostly passed at home. That's the way the feeling is. And he's talking about how so there was no bringing him back to life. Like there's no nothing like that. Okay. I go like this. I said, "So what about them?" I said, "So somebody obviously found you or something was going on." I said, were they able to bring you back? Did they put you on life support? You know, that's usually the next step." And he goes, "By the time they found me, I was turning like a blueberry." I was like, "Oh, that's a very descriptive of you." And so he's talking about how he was, you know, since gone for a very long time. He shows himself as a lump of flesh. He shows himself as why? Hold on. He is in a dark room in my brain. Why? Why are you in a dark room? Oh, take me back. Uh, Weird. Do we know if he was like really like drunk when this happened or if he was really out of his mind when this happened?
Do you want me just to tell you?
Just
Or
like that. Yeah, just that moment. Just because he goes, he makes me feel woo like that.
he passed
That's
to
it.
fentanyl. His
That's why.
first, yeah,
Yeah,
was hanging
that's
out
why.
with two of the wrong guys and passed from fentanyl, which
Uh-huh.
is probably like the bang because from what I understand, it's very quick.
It is extremely quick. And so he suffocated because his lungs got depressed and he couldn't breathe anymore. Yeah. And he's going like this. He says, I said, so where are you at? He's talking about being um in just this regular room, which just means a lot of times a lower vibrational state. And I said, so what were you feeling like? He goes, man, everything's fine, everything's good. And I'm just like, oh, oh. And I'm like, okay, so that's I'm like maybe he's really drunk or he's really high on something. And he's talking about how tell me. He says those motherfuckers. Um and I quote, hold on. So the other two didn't die?
Oh my God.
No.
They didn't.
Really? That's right. That's weird. That's wild. Most of the time everybody dies. That's the whole thing. He goes like this. He goes, and those motherfuckers, he says, they're alive. They're alive. And I'm like, I know. And he's just upset about the situation. He why? That's why he was laying down when he died. Hold on. Ah, so nobody called the police until like hours after, like hours. Okay, he says, you idiots. He says, you think that at least somebody could like tell. And he's talking about people being like, oh, are you all right? Are you all right? And then they leave. So did they just leave him there?
Um, well, I'm not sure if like people saw him. He actually passed away in a car. The three boys overdosed in a car.
All in the
Um,
car. Okay, that's
yeah,
why he keeps talking about leaving. That's why he's in a small little room. It's because he's in a freaking car. Okay.
yeah.
And he keeps talking about how um tell me he was outside. That's probably where the outside comes into play because he kept showing me trees and I'm like, where are you at? Hold on. Tell me. How? Do you know if they snorted it?
I'm guessing so.
Okay, it's okay. Most of the time people take a tab.
I,
And that's it. Yeah.
I was told
He
it
goes,
was, he thought it was cocaine.
yes, he did snort it. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, he goes like this. I said, so how did you take it? I said, most people just do a tab or some people inject it. And he goes, oh no, Amy. He goes, and I go, oh, okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. And he's just saying it was really stupid and how he shouldn't have done it. And he was, why? He misses everybody, but he's okay. He does. He misses everybody. There is some dog that he keeps talking about that we got to figure that out. There's some freaking dog. Now, I don't know if the dog is dead or alive, but they both kind of like feel the same when you're on the other side because dogs are just pure light energy. And he's saying, well, it's just me and the dog. At least you can see me like that. And so he's talking about, hold on, did somebody ever have, ooh, Lacey? Hold on. Or Macy? Or hang on. Or Tracy. Do you know anything with like a Lacey, a Macy, or a Tracy or something with that Z? C? What is
Crazy.
that? Who's Tracy?
David's aunt, my sister.
Oh, oh, that's cool. Okay, good
Yeah.
job. Ooh, that was hard. Ooh, I don't know a Tracy. Yeah, he showed me Macy's, the store, and then he said, "No, no, keep going." And then I'm like, "Okay, Lacey, no, keep going." Tracy, I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he's saying hi. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
she's gonna love that.
All the way through, all the way through. Yeah, Lacey is a cookie that I like to eat, and so he's pulling all and so then Tracy is, one of my old friends I used to work with at a day spa, so he's, like, pulling all this stuff out of my head. Tell me about her. Oh, let me talk to you about that. So somebody was talking about how, um that was okay, so that was dad problems. Okay, so that was the first thing, one of the things he wanted to bring up. Remember I was told you I was sitting here for like 5 minutes before, or 10 minutes now, and he was talking about dad problems, and he was saying that dad is, BFF, grandpa, and he said grandpa BFF.
Oh,
And so that's what and so that was that. He was also talking about um shit shit I did. Oh god, I can't even read my writing. Um, we didn't get him a fancy headstone though, correct?
no, he was
Yeah,
created.
cremated. Yeah, yeah. He showed me a black headstone, and I knew this wasn't him. I knew that's what when I knew he was joking and talkative. He showed me a heart headstone that was a black headstone. He put his face, he put a fish and a deer and a lake on it. And I go, "Are you buried?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "But this would be nice." And I'm like, "Shut up. Stop it." So he's like joking about that. So it could be that he was a hunter, fisher person, whatever it might be, or really, really like those things. Or like near a lake. So we'll have to see about that. The other thing, do you know anybody name or maybe even going along with a last name of like Curtis
Curtis.
or Kurt or Curtis?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, that was one of the names that I got beforehand. But it was like Curtis. And sometimes there could be like Nikki Curtis, and like that's a last name. Sometimes Curtis can be a first name. So I don't know. So leave that there and then maybe later. The other thing that he was talking about, what is it? I don't need hold on. What did he say? Oh, he said shit, I did it. Yeah, so in the very beginning when I started, he's like he was upset about how he died and he was like, "I did it." And I'm like, "Did you commit suicide?" And he said, "No." And I'm like, "Okay." And so that's the meds. And he says, "Tell me, what about her?" Hold on. But he never had a daughter, right?
No, he doesn't have any kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's talking about how he wishes he would have been around here and stayed around here and done what he was supposed to do and keep that straight line because he's talking about how he has like met now remind you all of your kids that you didn't have should have had everything all your whole family is like up there, okay, and he's talking about like meeting this daughter that he should have had essentially, and I go okay, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and he's talking about how why but he wasn't married or engaged to anybody either, correct?
He had a long girlfriend, but was not
Just a
married.
girlfriend. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. He goes like this. He says like, "Oh, I should have made a wife out of her, or I should have made this more consistent." And I go, "Oh, okay, okay." And so he's talking about how they should have had a daughter. These are the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. And she says that, oh, and she's dating somebody already.
No.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna let you know something. I think that she is going to start talking to or be with down the line one of his friends. And when that happens, that is okay. I've never had that brought through in my brain before, but I think she's going to end up being with like one of his friends or something like that. And when that happens, that is okay. I don't know why I have to say that. She's also talking about how, tell me, hold on, hold on. Uh, I know, I know. He's talking about how embarrassing it was um to be found. He's talking about how embarrassing it was. Um I don't know if he's trying to show me what he wanted you to do right now, if he's trying to show me what you did do right now. That's what I'm pausing on. He's talking about your reaction to hearing that he was crossed. He's talking about being there, the overwhelming and all of that. So he's like around you at this point and just feeling like your soul is going to fall out of your butthole. Like that's what it feels like. And he's with you and he's talking about shaking. He's talking about going up and touching him. But you didn't go identify the body, right? Did you just see him like before the funeral or something?
I did CPR on him.
That's touching the body. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for him. Yeah, he keeps going up and he's talking about mom and he's talking about you going and he's making me feel you touch him. And he's talking about you being like with high adrenaline and he's talking about how embarrassing it was because he made that choice and now you're having to get on top of him and do this to him and he's like standing there like he saw it, he knew, he knew. And why are you, I don't know how you got him. Was he like 220 pounds?
Like 250, 6'3".
He's oh my God. He's talking. Wow, he is the big boy. Sorry, he's talking. My husband is 6'1" and he's 240, and he's talking about being like as big or bigger than my husband. And I'm like, no, you don't feel that way. And he's talking about you manhandling this body and doing this. And he's talking about how small and petite you are and how he's just standing there like, oh my God, it's like a cowboy wrangling a bull,
It was
essentially.
it was hard.
That's Yes, that's what he keeps showing me, and he's so embarrassed about that, but he's, like, marveling at your strength and what you would do for him and how you did that, and he appreciates you on every level for that, but he says, like, to no avail, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked no matter what, but he appreciates you doing that, and tell me, hold on. He showed me a T-shirt. Okay, what about your T-shirt? Hang on. White. What? Hold on. He really didn't he was like I keep saying he was getting like sloppier. He's such a good guy, but was he really like letting himself go towards like the end?
I don't I I don't I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
He worked a lot. So he like
that's
wore
it.
jogging pants and stuff a lot.
He's just tired. He's just freaking tired. Yeah, he goes like this. He says, "Oh, I can dress up. You saw me do like this." And he put on a collared shirt. And I hear you going, "Don't you look nice? Don't you look so nice?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think I look freaking great, you know?" And I'm like, "Okay, cocky." And then he says, "Man," he says, "I was just rough. I was looking rough." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's just talking about for like this longer period of, I would have to say a month or whatever, 2 months, and he's talking about it just looking rough and like not feeling all put together. And I go, okay, that's okay. And he's saying that, tell me, hold on, where? So did he work at like a factory facility or something?
He worked in a pizza restaurant. He was a chef,
Oh,
which also could be
yes.
the cheese.
Yeah, the cheese. The cheese, okay. Do you know with the pizza, if he went through, and it was just like a broiler thing like that and not like a baked pizza oven or not like a wood fire oven?
It was like a brick oven.
It was a brick oven. Okay, he keeps showing me those bricks and he keeps showing me metal and he keeps showing me pumping things out. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, "Are you in a factory? Where are you?" Because he keeps talking about it being hot. And I'm like,
Yeah, it was really
yeah,
hot. It
yeah.
was a
So that
very
okay,
busy restaurant. And I mean,
yes.
that's something David always said, let's bust it out. So
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
okay.
like he would
Uh,
he would press the pizza and give it to somebody else and they would make it. And it was just a very fluid motion in the kitchen where
I get it. Okay, yeah, and it does get super hot. Yeah, he kept showing me the lines of people and the lines of stuff, and I'm like, type of factory is this? It's because it's that. I've never had somebody that makes pizzas. That's a whole nother level for me. And he's talking about how, oh, hold on. Where? What? 5. Hold on. 5 of us. Hold on. So it was you, your daughter, him, and your parents, and y'all were super close. Like it was the 5 of y'all.
it was the three of us and then probably my fiance and my fiance's little guy. David
That's
loved
the
that
5.
baby. Yeah.
That's the 5. Okay. Yeah. He goes like this. I said, what do you mean by 5? And then he's showing me the family. There's 5
Like
of y'all all together. Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
mom and
And he
dad
was all,
is me and Justin.
there. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And he, yeah, because he showed me parents. And I'm like, oh, okay. You and Justin. He says, tell me about him. Hold on. And you and this guy have been together for longer than 5 years? Like y'all been together for a while? Ah, okay. I said, when are you getting married? Or like, what's going on with that? He goes, ha. He goes, they're already married, essentially. I said, why? He says, it's happening. It's happening. And I go, oh, okay. And he says, but they've been together. That means just like a really long time. And he says, we've all been one. And I go, okay, I got you. There's also whose birthday or like celebration is about to like hit, meaning like last 2 weeks or this 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Don't think it's him and I don't think it's you, but somebody just flashed me birthday balloons and like 10 of them, they all went up. Or did he like cross right around a birthday or like right around his birthday?
We did that for his birthday.
You did that for his birthday. Okay, yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, he goes me, I around birthday balloon boom, and so now that he knows.
Oh,
Okay,
I
he's
love
seen
that.
all that. Uh-huh. And he tell me, buddy, what about her? Hold on. Oh, how interesting. He's showing your ankles. Why is he showing your ankles? Hold on. He says you're busy as sin in a good way. Hold on. He's talking about how I think there's something to do with a tattoo somewhere, but I don't exactly know what or where. Just because he showed me my husband's mother's ankle that has a tattoo on it. I don't think you have a tattoo on your ankle though. And then he's talking about you constantly going. He's talking about how it's hard to just sit by yourself or like sit and be quiet when you do this because when you think about him, he's talking about the nervousness. So we'll go and we'll do, other things. We'll look at other things. We'll be there. But he's also talking about how he's there with you. And essentially he's saying like, relax, relax, mom, relax, mom. And he's saying that you're doing a better job about it. Why? I think you do get the signs from him because he's talking about you like taking note or being like, I think that may be from David. I think that may be from David, or I think that is. So most people are very closed off and they don't see it or anything like that. And he's talking about you acknowledging this. He also oddly is like showing me clouds, so we'll have to get into what that is. He's showing me that because that's how he was laying when he crossed over. That's what that is. So he's like looking upwards. Go back over here. Tell me, come here. Where are you at now? He keeps trying to talk about your. Hold on. Did you know your dad's mother really well?
No. Mm-mm.
No. Okay. He goes like this. He's talking about like how, and I quote, he says, oh, tell dad that, or tell your father that his mother is around him quite a bit. That's all
Oh,
he said. Now, I'm going to say it's morally dealing with like what's happening with like pneumonia and stuff like that. So she's trying to be there. She's trying to help him. She's trying to keep him safe. That's what they do. They kind of like crowd around him. And so he's just saying, hey, there's help for him. Okay.
my dad's mom died of COPD.
That's the connection. That's the connection. Okay. So she passed the COPD.
She
He's
was a
having
smoker.
pneumonia. She's, yes. So he's having pneumonia issues and lung issues. So she's directly connected. She doesn't want him to die of that. And so she's going to go and try to help him and be there for him. Okay. That's
Okay.
exactly how it works. And tell me, he just ate a mushroom? Did he not like mushrooms?
I'm guessing it was probably more of like the psychedelic
Oh,
one.
and a psycho. Oh, you know what? I never thought of that. Thank you. Thank you for being here for me. Yeah, he goes like this. He got a little brown capped mushroom and it's super skinny. And he goes, "Hey," he says, "these are good." He says, "I don't really like mushrooms." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" So yeah, he's just talking about that. So he's enlightened now. I would have to say that references to that. And he says, "Tell me, I'm gonna ask him about you and your life." Olin, what about it? So you still have him in your house? Oh,
And his urn is up
le-
on the fireplace.
legit. Okay, good job. I said, "Where did your mom spread you?" I said, "I know you're cremated." I said, "Are you buried in a cemetery?" And he goes, "No, I'm still in here." I'm like, "Oh, all right,
It's
good.
like
I'll ask him
right,
about that."
right
Oh,
there.
legit. Oh, look how pretty that fireplace is. Oh my God, look at
Okay.
that crystal. He's right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh my God, how cool. Oh, I like the whole setup. 10 out of 10. Good job.
Thanks.
And you're welcome. I love seeing people's houses. It's so cool. It gives me ideas for mine too. He's talking about how, tell me, come here. Why we didn't press charges?
We're trying.
Good. Good. He goes like this. I said, "So what happened?" I said, "Did we get these fuckers in jail?" I said, "Or did we get, did we find out where we got it from?" And he says, "Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet." And I go, "Okay." So I would say keep fighting, keep pushing, keep doing it. I think it will get to, a better place. But so the DA is just like super, super slow to respond to this, or like what's going on? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, I said, "Why is it not happening?" I said, "Is somebody fighting it?" And then he's talking about people like taking their sweet ass time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." So the message for that would be don't give up and keep pushing forward.
Okay.
Okay. And why? Hold on. Hold on. Tell me what? Where? Were you riding around in his truck? What is that about? Were you riding around in it for a while?
I gave it to his girlfriend.
That's the girl. Okay. He goes like this. He says, I said, "So what else? What else?" He goes, "Man, she looks good in my truck." I said, "But you didn't work outside." I said, "Why do you have a truck?" He's like, "Because I can be cool." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's a good reason." And then I said, "You don't have like a cool little car or something like that?" I said, "Most chefy people have these like really like sleek things." And he's like, "No, no, no." He's like, "We don't need all that." And he's talking about showing this woman driving this truck. And so he appreciates you doing that.
She just got her
Okay.
license in January. David used to have to
He
drive
wants,
her around.
oh my God. So no wonder. Yes. So he's like double. Yep. That's what that is. That's what that is. Why? And so she still comes over here for dinner and stuff like that?
Hmm.
Really? Oh, good job. Yeah, that doesn't ever happen. She goes like this. I said, "So are they close still? Did it, like fall off or what?" He goes, "No, no, no. She shows up here. She shows up here." I go, "Okay." And he says, "I'm here too." I go, "All right. So just know when everybody's together and eating dinner or hanging out that he shows up as well." He's talking about Christmas. He's talking about, I know it's not as easy. I know it's not the same, but he's like, just letting you know that he is here for all of those. Okay. And oh, so he would make most of the stuff for Thanksgiving, or he'd like to make a lot of it? Really? Okay.
And eat it.
Yes, yeah, most people that are chefs, they, like, take Thanksgiving off. They, like, don't wanna do it. And I go, "So what about you?" He's going, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, so you're sticking your finger and everything." And he says that, "Tell me, Hold on. What about her? Why? Where? Weird. These people that he was hanging out with, had he like was one of them affiliated with just like a friend of a friend and the other one was from somebody from work or that he met that he used to work with or something, or they came from two separate spaces? Do you have any idea?
He worked with David for a little bit, and then the other one lived. Actually, all three of them worked where David worked, and then the two boys left. One of them moved like 2 hours away, and he came
Mm-hmm.
to visit that day, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
feel like David was peer pressured.
Oh, absolutely. 10 out of 10. Yeah, he goes, he's talking about, I said, so tell me about these guys. I said, wrong side of the tracks. I said, did you just like find them on the street? Because that's what happens sometimes. He goes, no, no, no. He says, work, 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 work. He says, friend, 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 or coming from a completely different area. And they came together and this is what happened. And he's talking about how he wishes that, he would have never done that. And why? What do you mean? He says that there's not. What? So where you live at, are you just like, would he go, was there just like a little downtown area?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He says nothing crazy. He says, oh man, if we were gonna party or do anything like that, he says we were just gonna be boring. He says there's a little downtown area. He says, but it's not nothing crazy. And I go, oh, okay. And he's just saying, like, bro's just having fun. I'm like, all right. He just made me taste pepperoni in my mouth. Okay, so we're adding that in there too. And then he's, man, we're getting a lot of food today. And why? Cinnamon stick. Do you have
Oh,
a brown dog?
well, he has a dog, but it's white, kind of
It's
white, brown,
white.
and gray.
Okay, white, brown, and gray. Okay, interesting. Yeah, somebody talked about dog. They put cinnamon, and then I go, "Is it named cinnamon?" And they go, "No." And then they put brown, and they put dog, and I'm like, "All right." So like switching over to that. I don't think the dog is named after a food. That dog is still alive though that he had.
Hmm.
Okay. I said, "Where is that dog or what's up?" And he says, "Oh, it's still alive. That's still alive." And why? Was the girlfriend going to take the dog?
She's got him.
Yay! Good job. I said, "So is the dog with mom or what?" He goes, "No, no, our baby is with her. Our baby is with her." I go, "Good." And so he's just talking about how he watches this as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
we watch him on Mondays and Tuesdays, and he comes over in the morning. And yeah, so he gets to hang around with Dad too.
He does. Okay, good, 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 good. Yeah, he's there all the time. Tell me, hold on. Justin's mom. Somebody keeps saying Justin's mom over and over and over again. He just keeps saying that. What is up with Justin's mom?
She's a little eclectic.
Ah, yeah, okay. And he goes like this, even Justin's mom. And I'm like, is he dead? No. And I'm like, I don't know what this means. Hold on. Why? Be nice to her. That's what he says. He says, be nice to the old coot. And I go, what is that? And he says, she's not going to be here long. Be nice to her.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Now that for me means like less than 10 years. That doesn't mean a year or anything like
Yeah,
that. But that means, just go and be nice. Yes, they're eclectic, but just do it. There's a good reason behind it. Hold on. Does she collect a lot of stuff?
she's got a lot of stuff. Yeah.
A lot. Okay. He goes borderline hoarder. And I was like, oh, so she collects a lot of stuff in a nice way. And he says that, tell me. Hmm. Mm, hold on. Who's the Somebody's a heavy earth sign. Somebody's either a Capricorn or a Taurus. Hold on, give me a second. He's funny. He thinks so. He's talking about how I just said Capricorn and Taurus, and he's talking about you were interested in that stuff a little bit, and he says he doesn't understand it, and he says that he's just talking about you. I guess you've always been interested in like spiritual stuff, haven't you?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I go like this. I said, what? I said, why are you talking about this? He says, oh, my mom. He says, I'm really happy that she could do this. I'm really happy that we could do this together. I go, why? He's like, she talk about it all the time. He says, but I wasn't really necessarily into it. I knew that there was like something a little bit. And he says, but my mom, he says, and I think it's really cool. So it's like that wanting and wanting the connection is actually the thing that makes your son come through, which is really nifty. And so tell me, hold on, just said cigarette. Again. So yeah, so somebody's over here that was smoking. I have to say it goes into your dad's mom. Tell me. Hold on. He's trying to talk about tell me. Oh what? Oh what? Is there somebody with an O name?
Mm.
Yeah,
Oliver,
that's a very Oliver. Who's Oliver?
his dog.
They showed me Olivia. They
Oh,
got very close. Yeah. And then that's because I just read somebody that was Olivia and he brought that up. So Oliver is the name of his dog.
yeah,
There you go. Good job. Good job,
yeah.
dude. Yeah. See, we just have to pause. He's doing a good job. And oh my God, hold on. What? What about you? He just loves you. You are his mom. You are his everything. He just keeps showing me an image of like him being what I can only imagine is like 8 feet tall. And he's standing up like what would be above you. And he's going down and he's just like encircling you with love. Like that's all this feels like. And he just wants to let you know that over and over and over again. Um, and why? Hold on. Foosball. What? He says, and they got games here too. I go, oh, that's great. He's talking about being in heaven. Your son, even though he passed of an overdose, he's not a drug addict. He's not a druggie. He's nothing like that. And that is one of the reasons why he's in heaven. He's in a higher vibrational state. If he had been like doing this for forever and he had lost his family and he had lost his way and he was living on your couch, he would be in a much more depressive state and he'd be in like a lower vibrational state, but he's not. He's in heaven. He's great. Don't even worry
Have
about him. Uh,
worried like the last 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, I think that David's okay. Like, I think he's in the higher vibrational state. And then
yes.
I was like, but shit, what if he's not? But I think that he is, but what if
Yeah.
he's not? But I
Yeah.
think that like I was in my brain, and then I was like, okay, don't think negative. Don't think negative. Uh,
Yes. Yeah. No, he is. He's good. He's in heaven. He's good. And this is one of those interesting things. I talk about this on how somebody dies of a drug overdose. It's very, a lot of times they'll go to the middle, but if they haven't allowed themselves to become that darkness, to become that heaviness right before it happens, then they don't. And he's perfectly fine. He's great. Okay. So
okay.
this is what I want you to do. Wait, do you have any questions for me? Because I'm going to have to run to my next session, but I want to let you know that you are probably oh, it just said accident.
Yeah, I
So
know,
it said
baby.
definitely accident. That's what it said. And it said, yes, agree. And it said, here, I'll just show you real quick. Hold on. Let me show you. So he was responding to everything that we were just talking about. Hold on. Let me see here. Wait. So that was after the cigarette comment, and then we're talking about how he's in heaven. It said agree, right? And then it goes to yes while we're still talking about it, and then it says definitely.
Yeah, oh, I love that.
Do you see that? And then it goes to accident, right? And then he says positive. So that's I've never seen that many like confirmations back to back to back to back. So yeah, so he's okay.
Good. What
Okay.
is
Do you have
44?
any questions for me? What?
Can you ask him what 44 is?
Mm. The first thing he showed me was a number on the back of a jersey, but I don't think that's it. Um, because he's not a sports person. At least I don't believe he is. It doesn't feel like that. Which means that this number could be synonymous with him and he's just wearing it around. That's what I could take that away from, like with a jersey thing, how you wear it. I don't think it deals with April 4th. I don't think it deals with April 4th. Um, hold on. Do you see 44 all the time?
Always, everywhere.
He goes like this. They said, "What is 44?" And he says the amount of times she sees the number in the day. And I go, "What?" And so I'm going to have to say he's putting that number on a jersey. He's wearing this shirt and he's saying, "I own this number. I'm giving it to you."
I'll take that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that too. That's a good one. That's a good one. So this is what I want you to do. If you ever need me or if you have any questions, just email me. Okay. I also implore you that if you ever get on my live, maybe even tonight or tomorrow, if you wanted to, I go live at like 8:30 Central Standard Time. Don't let me know that you're there. And when you do get on there, I can almost guarantee that he will show up and I will ask if you're there and you will show up.
Oh,
Okay, that's just what
fantastic.
they do. Okay, it's very cool. The other thing is that I want you to take a couple minutes before you go out into the world. Have a good breather, have a good ugly cry. If you, like I said, if you need me or anything, email me. And the other thing is you're going to feel really happy and then really sad and then really happy and then really sad for like the next 6 hours. That's normal. You may get some interesting dreams and just know that you're probably also going to be feel oddly relaxed, which is really cool. Okay. And it's
Yeah.
because he's around. Okay. So I want you to go and have a beautiful rest of your day up there in very cool Wisconsin. It's 100 degrees down here today.
Oh,
With 100% humidity. So
oh,
it's
fantastic.
thick.
Well, your
Okay.
hair looks
But
great for having that much
oh well
humidity.
oh yeah, thank you. It's called hairspray. It's a whole vibe. So, but I love you. But if you need me, just let me know.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you. I appreciate
Okay,
you.
you're welcome anytime. I love you, honey.
You
Bye.
too.